Hey everyone, and welcome to Steele Wars. I am Steele Saunders, and I do love Star Wars. And we are joined, as I move my camera around, by Blue Harvest's very own Hawes Burkhart.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Do you like the new fancy way that I'm saying your name now?
Yeah, I like it. You put a little stank on it. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Ooh la la.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome back to the pod, as it were. We hadn't really talked officially, and that's recorded, since Andor's conclusion.
I couldn't make the show that you did after it ended, unfortunately.
But I highly recommend checking out Hawes's Blue Harvest review episode. I actually just did a review of sorts, a roundup on the Rogue Rebels with Lizzie and Sal.
That's a good time.
Which was super fun. But tonight, I saw this on slashfilm.com.
Okay.
Right? It's on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had this article, every live action Star Wars TV season ranked. And there's 10. And I love it. I like just that mathematically that there was 10 to rank, top 10.
Yeah.
It really won me over. And so I thought it'd be a fun exercise. And you've warned me that
you're gonna hate mine. Oh, you're gonna hate mine. Hey, Josh and King Tom in chat are saying I'm coming in a little low.
Oh, okay. Well, turn up then, buddy.
Hello. Is that any better?
I don't know. You sound really good to me, but
okay. Well, we'll see if they update us and let us know if it's gotten any better.
Oh, they'll update us.
Oh, yeah, they will.
I know these types.
Yeah, you are gonna hate mine. I know it.
Why?
I just, buddy, I take pride in knowing my friends. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna hate it, and that's okay.
Okay. Well, okay. They're saying better, but way lower than Steele. So maybe. No, I'm on my normal. I turned it down a little.
How's this? That's maybe too loud.
Whoa. Bro, maybe I'll just turn down my headphones a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have my headphones on full ball. So
okay, all right. Well, maybe that's better then. Hopefully, that's better.
Is full ball? Is that an American? They use that in America?
Never heard it before this very moment. I'll try to start working it in though.
Yeah, I don't know. Starting it now could be hard. It could be misconstrued.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah. All right. Josh is saying we're sounding okay now. Yeah. So Slash Film, they put up this thing, and Tom Chansky. Wow, look at this. You have restored balance to the Force. Volume. That little blue head roustabout.
That's the good stuff right there.
It's a sweet reference.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so should I just read you their blurb? Is that like a good way to get us going?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait, didn't Peter Soretta start Slash Film?
He did, but he sold it.
Yeah, good for him.
We used to live on the same street.
I know. You see him walking his dogs, you told me.
God, I need some new stories, huh?
No, I just remember things.
All right. Henry Rollins once rode past my house on a bike.
Oh, that's cool. I bet you he looked real mad while he was doing it.
No, he seemed all right. It was during COVID. So
Okay.
it was a more peaceful time. Everyone bacon, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
The blurb.
It has been nearly 6 years since the great Disney Plus Star Wars project began with The Mandalorian Season 1 in 2019. In the absence of any theatrical film since Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, streaming has become the de facto platform for the franchise, and Lucasfilm has put out an honestly staggering amount. Are you staggered, Hawes?
I mean, when you think about it, the fact that we've had 10 different seasons of Star Wars, that's a lot. I never even thought of it in that way. I don't know about staggered. I could use a few more.
I tell you what was staggering was when they did the announcement for all those shows coming out. That was staggering.
It sure was. I was staggered then.
Look, Hawes is coughing
Staggered
up a lung
now.
just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just brimming with excitement for Droid Tales.
Any day now. Any day now, we're going to see what they've been up to.
What gets to the Disney Plus first? Droid Tales or the holiday special?
I'm going to hope Droid Tales. And there's only one reason why, because I feel like the only way we get the holiday special is
no, don't even.
Okay, well.
I reckon that I think that makes it least likely, actually.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because it could be seen as like a...
Well, I'm not saying, it happens and then they're like, guess what we're doing tomorrow? That's certainly not it.
Cheer up, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
B. Arthur's here.
It would be nice to have a version of that isn't terrible, taped off of VHS TV.
Would it, though?
Yeah. For archival purposes.
I always thought they should just have some fun with it and put it up every life day, just for 24 hours.
Perfect. Love it.
And then it's like really exciting. Josh wants to know if you made a Blue Harvest podcast last week. I don't think you did.
No, we took last week off. I did post about it on the Discord and on Patreon. We took last week off, but we'll be back this week.
Who's a bit of a Blue Harvest fan, actually, Hawes?
Who's that?
Harrison Saunders.
Really?
Put on Soda Report.
My man. I love that. Love to hear that. Oh, can't wait to tell Will about that.
He loves the Soda Report. And then we played it back from last week where like someone was going on vacation and
we were recommending. Yeah.
He was just like, oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I will have to ask, right? Try to keep the Soda Report, a bit G-rated, mate.
Okay. I can do that. I'll keep that in mind.
You have a habit of getting verbally excitable.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know, man. Listen, I don't have kids. I'm not around kids often. The language gets a little blue.
Yeah, no. Well, when you have a good soda.
Yeah. You got to let people know.
Guy's going to get excited.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should YouTube that bit. Like, I think you should film it and just put up the Soda Reports, and you might have something.
I think we might have to start doing that. Did you see the Soda Report from 500 when I drank a almost 30-year-old Mountain Dew from the Phantom?
Oh my God, it's see-through.
Yeah, because
of the
green screen. This was gross, by the way. Very gross.
Yeah, if only someone had told you.
Plenty of people did. I have one that I think is probably going to be pretty gross on deck for this week. Little teaser. It ain't old, though.
It ain't old?
It's not old soda. It's a new soda, but I think it's going to be foul.
Did I tell you I had the Green Day Slurpee?
No. How was it?
Disgusting.
What's the flavor of the Green Day Slurpee?
Green Day.
Okay.
I don't know. Green Berry Day.
Mm-hmm.
like a green chewing gum, the Slurpee or something. I don't know, or bubble gum. I mean, but yeah, Green Day was on the way to school today, and I said, "Oh, this is the band that had the Slurpee at 7-Eleven that we didn't like," and he goes, "Ugh, bad memories." So it hasn't been a good marketing thing in our house anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to the blurb. Hey Sal, by the way, Sal Perales is here. Did
Oh,
you hear
what's
me?
up,
Gee, I just plugged your podcast, Sal. Rewind, go back. It's great. And I hate plugs. We all know that. Disgusting, loathsome beasts. Getting on your knees and groveling. Oh, now go. We'll watch this. Go watch this. It's pathetic.
Well, wait till I start launching the YouTube version of Soda Report. All right.
Oh, but that's a community service.
Okay, fair enough.
That's for the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Soda Report's for the kids.
Yeah. Well, he has to live vicariously through your podcast, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't need him trying some of these sodas. That's for sure.
Because, like, when it kicks in, like on a 6-year-old.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's on.
Oh, when the caffeine and the sugar kicks in. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, adults pay several $100s for such highs.
Buddy, last November 1st, I was on Discord hanging out with Will playing some video games day after Halloween. And it sounded like he was in a mental asylum with 3 kids jacked up on Halloween candy. Whew. It was wild.
Back to the blurb. As of right now, the future of live-action Star Wars on Disney Plus is unclear, with Ahsoka Season 2 being the lone exception to the rule. Not only that, but Andor creator Tony Gilroy has also claimed Disney told him in his own words, streaming is dead, we don't have the money we had before. Admittedly, not all live-action Star Wars projects need to cost $650 million. That Andor apparently did. Every penny worth it. Every can of Coke worth it.
You surprised me with that one.
Hey, just another, when I was on Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Mm-hmm.
we had something that I have never again seen. And I wish I'd gotten one for you. Because if I had known you were going to move into the soda reporting business.
Mm-hmm.
Canned Gatorade.
Gatorade in a can?
Yeah, right. Only on Tatooine.
I've never seen that either. I think it originally probably came out in a can when it was first released, but
no, it wasn't a glass bottle with the...
Was it a glass bottle when it first came out?
When in Australia, when it first came out, glass bottle with that lid. It would talk when you got it a certain amount of open.
I've never had a glass bottle a Gatorade nor a Gatorade in a can. That's
no way.
Yeah, no.
I thought everyone like when it came out in the 90s, I was very excited. I thought everyone in America was popping glass Gatorades. I thought this is how you lived.
Huh. I'll be damned. I'm looking at it right now, and sure enough, they sell Gatorade in a can.
Wow.
That's good to know.
So anyway, blurb aside, what I thought we'd do is we will go through our rankings, explain them, and also compare them to /film.com.
You know what I like about this, Steele? Every single Star Wars season of TV they put out is in my top 10 favorite Star Wars TV shows. That works.
Did Sal write that line for you?
No, okay. We're just homies like that.
All right, I've got to get up my little my graphic of all of them so I can Have you written yours down?
I have. And are
Yeah.
we going? I don't. I'm not even going to ask. I was about to ask a very stupid question. I know
You
better.
very much were, Hawes.
Yep. Not even going to do it. Never happened.
Yes. But not the last episode. Jackie's just got home and she's off. She's asking if she can watch Andor without me.
Okay. Okay.
I still haven't worked out if she's ahead of the normal schedule or not.
What do you mean?
Like if they brought it out once a week, would she be up to date?
When did it start? I can't even remember. I don't think. No, it's 12 episodes. That's like 3 months. Andor didn't start 3 months ago.
Less than 3 months, you think?
Yeah, way less than 3 months ago.
April 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's still ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Is she on the last 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's got
sick.
2 more. God, it's good. But won't be talking about that for quite a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Or will we? We're not. We
Oh.
won't. We won't. That's a joke. Catherine Neen, just jokes. That was just a joke.
All right.
So if they put out an episode every week, we'd be about halfway through the season now.
Really?
Yeah, if you think about it, right? 4 weeks from April 22nd would be May 22nd. And it's been about 2 weeks since May 22nd. So 6 or 7 episodes we'd be through.
What a waste.
I know. Star Wars season could have lasted so long.
Well, hopefully they win some little trophies. If that, because that's like the only. Because it wasn't like it was like, I don't know what, like maybe it was a ratings. Was it a ratings? Like it definitely didn't.
I don't know. Every time I read an article about streaming viewership and minutes watched and stuff, I just get more confused. So I have no clue if it was a ratings hit.
Minutes watched is just such a crock.
Yeah, and it's weird because it can be skewed, right? Like, so if a show puts out a whole season in one drop on Netflix, there's going to be probably a pretty high percentage of people that are just going to binge it, right? And with Andor, if you're putting out 3 1-hour episodes a week, one viewer, that's 180 minutes, right?
Yeah. I'm just making some notes here. All right. Do you want to start with your number 10, Hawes?
Mm-hmm. And I just want to preface how much it hurts me to say this.
Oh my God, Hawes.
Like, I can never imagine in the year of our Lord 2012 when they brought Star Wars back, when Disney bought Star Wars or bought Lucasfilm. I never thought this would be my answer, but it's the Book of Boba Fett. I can't fucking believe it, bro. I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be honest with you guys.
Wow.
I can't believe it. Can't believe it myself. They hurt me bad, Steele.
Talk about
a wound that'll never heal.
Like, you've been holding out for this for decades.
Decades, buddy. I remember turning to Will when the announcement came out about Disney buying Lucasfilm, and I was like, and that says they're going to do spin-off movies. You know what that first one is going to be? And he goes, Boba Fett. And I was like, yes, Boba Fett's going to get his own movie. Then Josh Trank can't help but cock a duty on the set of a Fantastic Four movie. That thing gets canceled. See ya.
You pissed your pants and he didn't.
Mm-mm. I can't believe it. And then he's not even in 2 whole episodes of his own show. There is some not so. I recently rewatched Book of Boba Fett too, like within the last 2 weeks, because I have the fancy Steel book set or whatever. There's some not
He
great
just
like
got some new
action
razor
motion.
blades he wanted to test out.
Yeah, yeah. There's some not great action in it. Now, there's also a lot that I really love. I think Tamora Morrison fucking kills it, right? He's great. I love the backstory stuff with him and the Tuscans. I love that he's an animal guy. Like when he meets the Rancor, he's like petting it and he's like, I want to learn how to ride it, and how excited he is about that. There's a lot about it I really like, but I don't know that anything in Star Wars has ever hurt me as deep as this. It's like that unhealing wound in the Lord of the Rings movies that Frodo Baggins gets. Just never heal. And they haven't done anything with him since, which makes it even worse for me. And clearly, it seems like they have no plans to do anything else with him for now. So there we go. Number 10 is the book. And I hate that that's the answer. I don't want that to be the answer. I don't take joy in that being the answer. But it is in my top 10 Star Wars shows of all time. I'm going to need another soda. It's a 2 soda night.
It was like the Mandoverse, as I refer to it, was pretty, for its level, pretty perfect up until that point.
And why did it have to drop the ball? And I know you and I don't even see necessarily eye to eye on criticisms of the Mando. I have plenty of them, but like I think overall I enjoy all that like connected stuff tiny bit more than maybe you do, right? But why did it have to be the Boba Fett show where it dropped the ball? Like it's a layup. It's like giving Jordan a half court free of any opposition.
No sports references, please.
I froze. I was trying to think of another reference and I froze.
It's like having a show with Boba Fett and messing it up.
It's exactly what it is, man. Especially after how they reintroduced him and how well they did that in The Mandalorian season 2.
Well, I saw, right, on the internet, a clip of when Boba Fett got like resuited up, like on that planet that's like out the back of LA. You know, he's just beating up all the stormtroopers and he shoots his missile and he blows up and he goes, I was aiming for the other one. And then like that is like so gnarly. Like, it's so just like, oh,
it is one of my favorite moments in all of Star Wars. And then the next episode, he comes out in the new drip. He went to the auto body shop and got repainted.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I have one of my favorite stories that involves a mutual friend of ours comes out of that episode. So on Mandalorian season 2, I was inviting people every week to come in. And I, had no idea that Boba Fett was going to show up in that episode. Who do I have scheduled to come in? Robbo. Right? Mm-hmm. Robbo, being the good dude he is, sent me a message and was like, buddy, I fucking hated this episode. I don't think I should come on. And I was like, buddy, listen, I appreciate you, but we're going to have a good time with it. I still want you to come on, right? Don't feel like you're going to kill the vibe or whatever. And then he watched it a little while later, like that same day, watched it again. And he was like, you know what? I watched it on the TV instead of my phone. And I actually liked it a little bit better. So I think I will come on this week. And then
watching it on his phone.
He comes in on the show and we're just like getting into it. And he goes, I'm just going to tell you guys right now that the first time I watched this, I kind of thought it was dog shit. And I got a text from my buddy Steve that I do my video game potion, Potion. and he texted me and he said, I know you love this Robbo, dude, but I don't know that I can listen to this episode. He said, I paused it after he said it was dog shit. And I was like, buddy, no, 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 no. You got to hear the rest of the story. Go back in. And then, like, 20 minutes later, he was like, okay, you're right. This Robbo's a good dude. He's very funny. And we've had him on the video game podcast and all that since then. But it was so funny. Like seeing someone else's first visceral reaction to a Robbo moment like that. Oh, priceless.
Oh, he has a way.
Mm-hmm. Love that dude. Both those dudes.
I'm tossing up having Book of Boba Fett in number 10.
Okay. What now? Can I ask you something? Were you debating not putting it there because you thought it was going to bum me out if you had it in 10? Or
I could not possibly care.
I did. I would hope not. Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
I worry about you drinking, decades-old sodas and playing video games for 14 days. But I think you can take my Star Wars critique, Mr. Burkhardt. I'm not sure. I'm tossing up between, unsurprisingly, Mandalorian season 3 and the Book of Boba Fett. Like, the Book of Boba Fett was the first slip, and they made a lot of mistakes. But it's like, for me, the Mandalorian season 3 is when we paid. That's when the bill had to be paid with frustration and just some bad decisions. But
you are gonna hate mine.
Looking back on it, I feel like how is the Rancor introduced? Did the Hutts deliver the Rancor?
Yeah, they bring him the Rancor as like almost sort of a peace offering or something, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's when the Mando that scene, like that really signified the end, because it was just like, so it's post Return of the Jedi. You're at Jabba's palace, where like we met a Hutt and a Rancor.
Yeah, but
both have been killed,
right?
And then in the same episode, like it's just like, hey, this episode will have 2 Hutts,
right?
And they'll drop off another Rancor.
Yeah, but they're family. They're trying to get into their cousin's fucking house after he's died. Right.
It's just like the whole thing, like that whole toy box. Oh, we're playing with the toy box.
Right. And I know that's a complaint of yours with that.
And I know there was a Kenner Rancor. I know. It was fantastic.
But did Boba Fett ride it? He didn't. That makes it worth it to me.
Nah. Do another one. Just do another animal. It's just it's a symbol of them, like, in like just writing, like being happy with references,
right,
above writing. But I'm sticking with Mando 3 because that's
okay.
Although that last episode is so bad of the Book of Boba Fett
with the big fight.
Yeah,
I like that fight.
Like
we
when
just
the Rancor
we just like different things about Book of Boba Fett.
Like the Rancor thing was just like, I remember the Rancor like running off or something, and just like, oh, and how the Tuscans never came back.
Yeah, I could have used some more Tuscans, but
and then
from that clan,
and then the reuniting of the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Now that is one that you and I see eye to eye on. I thought it's far too quick, right?
Yeah, and it just like it sucks because it makes like the the Mando season 2 finale. Like it doesn't. Like on a rewatch, it's just like, yeah, I'll sort of played a fool there, really. You know, like all that emotion for nothing.
I gotcha.
But shall I see what Slash Film chose as their number 10?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hard disagree. Hard disagree with that.
It's a shame to start this list off with such a big name show, one with so much potential, but here we are. Yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series apparently named by a 4-year-old pointing at the screen.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, but that's like Solo. Remember it was like the unnamed, untitled Han Solo movie? Solo.
My only thing is I kind of wish they just called it Kenobi instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a slight, but like, what else did you call it? The name never bothered me.
I would have gone Kenobi.
Yeah, just Kenobi.
Because it's Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Kenobi. Solo. Andor, yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Star Wars story. This should have been a home run. I don't reckon. I don't agree with that at all. I think it's like one of the dodgiest like things to tackle.
That's why it's higher on my list than this, because it's one of those things for years leading up to it. I was like, the one thing I don't want them to do is exactly what they did, and I came away really liking it.
Well, it's way higher on my list because it didn't ruin anything else.
What also did a really good job of like doing something I didn't think was possible, Obi-Wan and Vader meeting in between episode 3 and 4, and like it lines up really well, I thought.
I think the thing that you didn't think was possible was Steele being in Star Wars. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader fighting again is far more likely than that.
Buddy, I'm here to tell you my whole list is not subjective or objective. I have a lot of feeling, you know what I mean? It's not just quality of the work that I used my rankings for, right? Like, I know that Andor is objectively the best made Star Wars show. It is the best show, but it's not my number one. There's more that goes into it than just, the technical prowess. And then I'm saying this all to say, like, I was not in a great spot personally, and I get a call from all you dudes hanging out at Celebration, and you're like, what'd you think of Kenobi? And I'm like, well, it's good. What are we talking about? Yeah, go check out this timestamp. And it's Steele standing there, and King Tom is laughing, and that's something I'll never forget. And Obi-Wan's one of my favorite characters too. I talk Boba Fett up all the time. Big fan of Obi-Wan.
First and foremost, this is the worst looking live action Star Wars show by a parsec. You're killing me with these Star Wars references.
I disagree. I disagree that it's the worst looking one. I think
there's some of those middle episodes that are like,
I agree that it's not everything super strong, but I think Book of Boba Fett looks worse in some parts.
What parts?
Some of those action scenes, my man.
Yeah, but that's not. I think they're talking more about the scenery.
Fair.
I'm very biased, but I thought that the town was very realistic.
This town looked good, yeah. Like I like the neon city as well. I can't remember any of the locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was sick. Little Leia. There's a lot of things that I really like in that show. Not the least of which is that fight between Obi-Wan and Vader is sick.
The But the background of that was terrible.
Oh, there's not a lot going on. It's fog and rocks in the background, basically.
It's like it's just the bits of the quarry. Like it's so earthy.
Yeah.
Like it was actually there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's from the quarry.
Right.
And it looks like it's from the quarry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, and it was personally one of the greatest things ever screened. All right, let's go with number nine.
My number 9 is a show that I really enjoyed, and I still really enjoy, but the fact that it, in my opinion, got cut off at its most interesting point made it rank lower than I would have thought it, and that's The Acolyte. Is number 9 for me. Love the characters. Lots of stuff I love about the show, but
How high are you putting this Mandalorian season 3? Like, don't tell me. But I'm already getting pretty angry.
I told you were gonna hate mine. I told you, bro, that you were gonna hate mine. What if, now it's not spoiler alert, but what if it was my number 1? This probably be the last podcast we ever do together. Stop returning my texts.
I'd be checking in. I'd be
doing a wellness check.
I'd be messaging Will, and I'm like, hey, do you want to just
listen? Hey, we got to check in on this, man. Something's up.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to put Acolyte yet.
I just want more of it, right? Like, again, there's like, I don't have a complaint about the plot.
So you're ranking it down because it's not going on. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, like, and you know, it's so set up for what I thought was going to be an even more interesting story in a second season that we're not getting. And that's a bummer. But I think the Acolyte has the best lightsaber fight of modern Star Wars in it. In the one episode where the stranger shows up and like 40% of the cast dies or whatever it was, right? I also think the last lightsaber fight in the show is really good. There's a lot of very good stuff. Sal is right. It was cut down in its prime. Like, so much that I like about Star Wars was in the Acolyte. I just, where you left me off there, I need more.
Yeah, you know? I'm not going to downvote it because it's not continuing. I just don't think that's fair, Hawes.
Like I said, it's not objective, my rankings.
That's true. That's true. I quite enjoyed it. It suffered from the unnecessary secret syndrome.
I agree.
It'll fare far better on my list. Cool. But I'm gonna go number 9, Book of Boba Fett.
Yep. Okay.
Like the first half, just it promised so much, and like the Tuscans was so interesting.
Man had a lizard run up his nose and give him a psychedelic experience in
the
desert.
Good Lord, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, man. And he was cool with the Tuscan dogs. He's an animal guy. They couldn't have given Boba Fett a character trait that I like less than him being, or more than him being an animal guy. I love that.
And yeah, Tamira Morrison was so great. But and the, you know, it is so weird that there's that Mandalorian episode, like he's not in it for 2 episodes pretty much. And that Mandalorian episode is amazing.
Exactly. right? Return of the Mandalorian, where he's I don't think it's a bad episode. I just don't want that episode at the cost of another episode with Boba Fett in it.
Josh is asking, was Steele's pick Mando season 3 for number 10? I said that, yeah.
Well, I think he might have been confused because there was some going back and forth on what Book of Boba Fett would be.
Yeah. Oh yes, no. Yeah. Sorry, Jo. Yeah. Thank you, then, Josh. Yeah. Mandalorian season 3, just off the rails. Like the fact that we find out in the end. Let's talk about it's these unnecessary secrets. We find out what Moff Gideon's evil plan is. Like, either I can't. Is it 5 seconds before it's thwarted or 5 seconds after it's thwarted? But there's no build up. Like it's I'm going to clone, and it's like, yeah, but I'm blowing it up, so it's done. Am I making any sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. No, I know what you're talking about. I'm letting you cook.
Johnny G says Steele needs a rewatch of season 3.
I'm gonna do a full series, like with everything included, rewatch leading up to the movie next year is what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna watch it in your ranked order?
No, because I'll be hella confused.
Yeah. Definitely number 10, Mandalorian season 3. Just to be very clear. R5D4. How they ruined that once great, humble character. Just let him be a droid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the whole, when I was saying with like the Rancor, it's like, it's just, we don't have R2D2. We'll just make the guy that R2D2 replaced actually be able to do all that stuff that R2D2 can do.
He has the Force, that droid.
It's up there with IG-88 becoming the Death Star. I got to tell you.
Thank God they didn't do that in this stuff yet. There's still time.
So number 9 is a Book of Boba Fett.
What's Slash Films' 9th?
I'll read you their first sentence. Many would probably put the Book of Boba Fett at the very bottom of the list. After all, it has space mopeds, and we hate that, right? Well, yes, it's a bit silly. I don't mind the space mopeds.
The space mopeds were never my... I'm clearly learning that everybody else has way different problems with this show than I do. You know what I mean? Like, that's what my big revelation is. Space mopeds were never... I also got a sneaky picture from someone of those space mopeds before the show started. So I had a little...
Nice.
I had a little personal connection to those as well.
I like how they didn't make, like, I just feel like, because it was sort of a rush job, the Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just thought they were just too cocky. And as I was saying, like the Mandalorian episodes were good as a separate thing. But why don't you use all that time and money and special effects
for the Book of Boba, for the show?
No.
For the character your show's about.
An original trilogy flashback episode. Boba Fett and his prime.
Hanging out with Dengar and shit.
Like, it's just such a layup.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought we said no sports references, though.
Sorry.
That's all right. You know, that was honestly, I was 100% convinced that that was going to be part of the Book of Boba Fett, but it wasn't. And it's even worse that it just seems like they have no desire to do anything else with the character since.
But all the character, you know, Tamir Morrison was sick. Ming-Na Wen was like so good.
Mm-hmm.
They say perhaps the most damning thing about this show is that most would call the Din Djarin episode the highlight, which it basically is. Do you think it's the highlight?
No.
Okay. The finale is a pretty fun battle of Star Wars action figures
Mm-hmm.
in the sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
But the character assassination of Ahsoka Tano, I don't even know, really? And CGI deepfake Muppet Luke Skywalker bring the vibes down hard. Ultimately, the Book of Boba Fett just feels like a mess. It was a mess.
It was sloppy. Ahsoka's barely in it. How is that character assassination?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
All right, so they said Book of Boba Fett also.
My number 8?
Yeah, this one's going to be...
My number 8 is The Mandalorian Season 3.
Hawsey.
Yeah.
Coming through. I was worried.
Well, it's my least favorite Mando season, and it's my least favorite Mando season by a pretty wide margin. That being said, I like all the Mando stuff, meaning all the Bo-Katan stuff, the Mandalore stuff, the Mythosaur, the two clans coming together. I love all that stuff. It's all the other stuff where it gets a little
Oh my
dicey.
God. I've totally just, like, talking about it all, I'd totally forgotten about the Jack Black and Lizzo episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
the arrogance. Guest stars. Save it for the Love Boat, buddy. That's where you put your guest stars.
When Mando season 3 hits for me, like when I think it's really good, it's very, very good. Like, could be way higher than it was, or that it ended up for me, right? Even after Book of Boba Fett. But the Bo-Katan stuff with the Darksaber, that weird robot in the Mines of Mandalore, that weird robot stop motion creature,
Oh, that was sick.
Sick, right? So much stuff that I really like about the season, but it just missed a lot of things for me as well. I also think, why not have Boba Fett show up to help with any of again, you know? He's you bring everybody else back. You know what I mean?
Even dead characters.
Everybody else comes back. But we can't get my man Boba in for an episode.
Like how it spoils the well, for me anyway, the death of IG 11.
And I'll tell you why that doesn't bother me in the same way, is because at no point does the rebuilt one feel like the same character to me. His personality's not there.
But it's just like, we're bringing it back. They get new stuff.
I think that's a creative way to have Grogu a little more moving around and stuff. Now, again, I don't think they did as much or as cool of stuff they could have done with that concept even.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
No. Big no. Hated the way he could talk through that stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the ending just screamed of reshoots.
You think so?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So, like, how they don't have a conversation with Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian.
To me, that is weird, considering like 2 episodes earlier they're
They
hanging
had such
out.
a good moment. They had
I
such a good
know that
conversation.
stuff again. When it's so high, it's so good, right? When it doesn't hit, it has worse moments than other parts of the Mandalorian seasons that I might not like as much, right? It to me has the weakest moments out of the 3 seasons, essentially. So that's my number 8.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Ahsoka.
Okay. Okay. Mine's high. Ahsoka's definitely higher on mine.
Just to, again, the useless secret. How your bottle has got that effect on it is amazing.
Right?
What an age we live in. How does it taste? Does it taste different? Does it taste like Jedi Library?
No, it just tastes like bubble water.
If you're on the podcast, Hawes got this. He's in the
Green.
Jedi Library, green screen. And when he drinks his can, it's he's drinking a can of library juice. Yeah, I sort of liked bits of it, but the unnecessary secret between like why Ahsoka and Sabine, you know, weren't
Had a bit of a falling out.
frowning at each other.
Right.
And then just like I don't know, towards it when once Sabine got to that other planet, she was just like, you are not making sense.
There was some weird
Like
writing would
like just when she's chilling with Ezra, and it's like hey, you're gonna get moving. Like,
well, not just that, like
you're gonna get
why,
left in another galaxy, which
like,
you did.
Yeah, there's some weird character moments in Ahsoka, but there's also a whole lot that I really like in that show.
And like the last episode just made me really concerned.
See,
Like,
now
some pretty bad action, like with stormtroopers, and just how they're coming, like the whole incoming zombie apocalypse is just like, oh no, not zombies.
I don't mind that part at all.
How?
I don't mind the death troopers or zombie troopers or whatever. It's something we know about. It's pre-established, in my opinion. Not that it was going to be, but
what? Luke falling in love with a spaceship ghost is also pre-established.
I mean pre-established and stuff that actually counts.
What? When was zombie
Clone Wars
troopers?
is not specifically stormtroopers, but we know that the Dothamiri witches can raise the dead and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I always hate those bits anyway.
Yeah, well, but I'm just saying, like, it did not surprise me. It kind of seemed like that's probably what they were going to do, given the players involved. I know you're not a fan. That's cool.
Yeah, that last episode was very concerning.
I'll say my problems with the last episode is it's weirdly edited. There are some really bad editing decisions, like when Sabine is supposed to be like helping force push Ezra across the ledge, right? To reach the ship.
Mm-hmm.
The way that is edited is real bad. Also, an agreement with you is when they're in like the basement of that tower or whatever fighting the zombies, like some of the cuts there, like there's some parts, it's a very mixed bag for me in that section.
And then just little character things like Sabine uses the Force and just never talks, like it's never followed up on. Like it's a pretty major thing.
I would say so. Yeah, that's just a couple of weird writing decisions, specifically kind of around mostly Sabine's character, in my opinion. I thought the lady that played her was
Natasha.
great. Yeah, I thought she did great.
Australia's own.
Oh, okay.
Remember when I tricked them into saying the ghost is in it?
I do remember that. I do remember that. I do like the Harris stuff with Jason and him like tapping.
Oh
into
my
the
god,
Force.
I totally forgot about how that was the amazing. The show liked me. The show made me like Jason Sandula,
Right?
that goofy little green-haired goblin.
I like, I thought there was a lot of very cool things in it. It's higher on mine, but it's nowhere near the top.
And then what's his name? Baden Scroll? Was that
Balin Skull and Shin, I liked both of them.
They were rippers.
Oh, and also there's a little Schadenfreude with me in that one episode where the guy turned out to be doo-doo gas and not Starkiller from the Force Unleashed games. The other Inquisitor that hangs out with them, and they're like, the theory is he's going to be Starkiller, and then they cut into him, and he was doo-doo gas.
So he
Love
was just
that.
like a spell, yeah.
I think he might have been like a. That's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that. It might have been a spell, or I was wondering if he was like a gas creature, like he's a gaseous alien that was contained in the suit. But that doesn't. I think he must have been.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
The have you ever seen that creature in Return of the Jedi that's just a light?
There's some weird stuff going around on that sail barge. Whew. They just had to get bodies in there.
He's not in the film.
Mm-mm.
But you can find these behind the scenes photos, and one of the creatures in Jabba's palace is a light creature. So good.
Now, Bomar monks, though, sick. Let's get more of those guys.
Hell yeah. When they brought out that figure in the 90s.
Oh, good figure.
Oh, my stars. Little floating brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what more do you want? Slash Film is agreeing with you on this one and going The Mandalorian season 3.
You know what? I don't even know that we need their blurb.
Yeah.
Right? What are they going to do? Make some witty pun?
Oh, no.
What?
I was looking at the blurb.
Oh.
And I just got reminded of oh man, I totally forgot about that. Remember how bad the Mandalorians are at parenting?
Oh, when the kid got captured by the big bird.
And just like this, like a dinosaur comes out of the water or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, that happens now and then.
They're hardcore in that specific family of Mandalorians. They never take their helmets off, bruh.
And then
they're weird.
The bird takes one and they cook marshmallows. Like the dad's just like, oh yeah, we'll make a campfire.
Oh yeah, when they're climbing the tower to get to the nest.
And then the bird somehow arrives at the same time as them. With the kid.
I don't
What have you
remember
been
that.
doing?
Probably best we don't ask.
No, let's ask. Let's ask. All right. Well, things are going to get tougher from here on in, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've gotten rid of the chaff. And we agree with each other more than Slash Film.
Mm-hmm.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's a tough one in number 10.
I disagree with that assessment.
I don't know, obviously biased. But hit us with your number
7.
Yes.
Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew. Little too piratey for me. Smee, you know?
He's great.
Great character. But how many times did that man turn back and forth between good guy droid, bad guy droid, good guy droid? You know what I mean?
But I thought they explained it pretty well with the whole
Yeah.
captain's lore and
Yeah, I get that. Also, probably getting downvoted on my list a little bit because it certainly seems like there's nothing that's going to be going on with that story going forward either. We're not getting any more of that.
but with that one, it's like it's not they don't have like Jude Law's twin come out in the last scene, or do you know what I mean? It's sort of wrapped up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely contained, but I feel like there's a lot. I would love to see more Neil.
Like,
and
I would like them in other shows. Like, that would be cool,
Okay.
or in a movie later on. But I sort of feel like for them to have another whole series would just be, I don't know, a bit like Short Circuit 2. Like, it's sort of like they were no one.
Maybe this is why there's
And
never
they
been
found-
a Goonies too.
Yeah, and they found the ship, and the ship but they're still kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as though now
But
they're going to be
they're
like,
going to get up to shenanigans. Those kids ain't never going to get into shenanigans again. I will, but I think there's I think there's some fascinating things to explore or find out after that story. Like, what is the reaction to Atten being revealed to the galaxy, right? Like, how does that play on a bigger
that's
scale?
pretty
What
interesting.
happens to Jude Law, right? I think there's a lot of stuff I would like to see from those characters. I think it was just not 100% what I go to Star Wars for, right? You know what I mean? I think it was very fun, loved the characters, and I can't really think of much negative to say about it. Like, we're at the part now where most of my main complaints about Disney Plus live action Star Wars shows I've already levied, right? Now we're getting into stuff where I have a lot less complaints. It's just got to rank somewhere, right?
it is getting tough. I'm not even sure where to go next. Oof. Oh. I'm having a tough time deciding.
Do you have two that you're struggling between?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like I've got to use... To tie break, I'm just going to use emotion.
Okay.
So I will go... in my number 7. The Acolyte.
Okay.
Bits of it I absolutely loved. The characters were so good.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one? Lecky or Gecky?
Jackie,
Jackie.
great.
Oh,
Ended up even liking Yord quite a bit when in the first episode, after the first episode, I was like, I'm not a Yord guy. I don't like Yord. Not me. Totally turned me around. There's
yeah.
so much of it that I like.
Yord won me over too.
Mm-hmm. The I think the Stranger is the coolest Dark Jedi slash Sith character design that Disney has done. I think that is a sick design for a villain. Like, love it.
I thought it was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was bits of it that were just so good. But
So good. And then
it just needs a definitely a re-edit. Like how they remember we like relived that night on another episode, and it was just like, yeah, the payoff is not like what I imagined happening is not worth the episode.
I feel like there was a and not a large amount, but a tiny bit of wasted potential within that episode count, right? Of what you could have done with that same story. And I think just some slight tweaks to that would really tighten it up.
I've totally forgotten about this.
You and me both.
Sam says, still can't believe there isn't a Stranger action figure. Like, and now it's like if you bring it out, like the diehards will be after it. But
Yeah.
like,
I'll tell you this. I still have my pre-order in for the helmet, for the Black Series helmet, because I don't really collect Black Series or figures for Star Wars much anymore. Here and there, Boba Fett's, Mandos, but I do quite like the helmets, and I still have the Stranger one pre-ordered. But you let that thing get delayed, and then I'm gonna lose interest in it.
it's very telling that they have not made a figure of the Stranger and Ben Solo.
Right? Put that out as a 2-pack. They don't even relate to each other, but they'll sell like hotcakes. A deluxe 2-pack of Ben Solo and yeah, man. Whew.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but each their own.
I would. Watch how many I sell.
What's that silver Pepsi you got there, buddy?
It's a Diet Pepsi. Told you it's a 2-pack, two soda night.
Go off. Sal says definitely the best Star Wars villain we've had in a while. Yeah, amazing. It's
I just mean from design, like, and I really like the character, but just the design, I think he's cooler than Kylo. Like the helmet, the sort of sleeveless get up, the gauntlets, the cool saber. Sheesh.
the arms.
Mm-hmm. The guns.
Damn. All right, and Slash Film, they are agreeing with you and Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
One of their complaints is it plays it too safe.
Okay. That's kind of okay. Sure.
As we watched it as an entire family, so it's
got a bit of an emotional tie for you for that.
well,
right? Yeah.
you know, it being so kiddie is like part of
Perfect.
its charm.
Exactly. Right.
You know that girl is gonna be the new Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I'm so stoked. I don't know if you know about this about me, Steele. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. So them doing like a revival with Sarah Michelle Gellar, like training a new Slayer, and it's going to be the lady from Skeleton Crew. I think that's pretty sick.
Yeah, good for her.
That's why when that happened, I was like, well, somebody doesn't have any Star Wars on their schedule. I see.
Yeah, right. All right, we're getting down to brass tacks now. Hawes, what's your
number 6 for me? Ahsoka.
All right. Anything you'd like to add to our Ahsoka critique?
I think they did Sabine a little bit dirty in the show with the writing of the character. It's a lot of the stuff you mentioned, right? Probably the character I was most interested going into the show was Sabine, seeing live action Sabine. And there's parts of it I really liked. And then there's other parts I just don't quite get. Lots that I really, really like. Again, I have a similar feeling about Ahsoka that I have with The Acolyte, where I feel like just some slight tweaks in editing or story structure would have had it placed a lot higher for me. So that's really all I got to say.
Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Hard fought. But I don't know. I feel like I've got like no real notes, and I loved watching it with the fam, and it was super fun.
But not also your favorite style of Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I did like that they had the mystery of the planet and that for the older viewers.
And I thought they did a good job of how they presented that too, right? I think the mystery in Skeleton Crew has done better than the mystery in Acolyte, personally.
Because it's an actual mystery.
Right.
Like there's the pirates don't know, like the rest of the galaxy doesn't know about the planet. The kids on the planet don't know about the rest of the galaxy. They don't know why. Like it's an actual, like all the characters don't know either. Like the other mysteries are more like everyone knows but us.
Right.
And it's just like this weird editing choice. But yeah, it's I thought it was awesome, but yeah, just not in that you know, just it's just beat out by people offering more to my my wants. And
right. What's theirs?
The Acolyte.
Okay.
They do say it should have got another season.
I agree. Now we agree, /film. Now we agree.
All right, so the Acolyte. All right, what's your number 5? We're halfway there.
Kenobi.
We've got to speed it up. Kenobi. Well, Hawes, even though it was one of the greatest times of my life, I'm going Kenobi as well. So I'll get that out of the way.
I just it's not as strong as it could be. And I still want to commend it for doing multiple things that if someone called me and said, hey, in a couple of years, they're going to do a Kenobi, a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'd be so stoked, just off the bat. And then they say, but it's going to be about him facing off with Vader essentially 2 more times in between episode 3 or 4. And young Leia is going to be involved. He's like protecting and trying to rescue young Leia. I'd be like, I don't know about this idea. And the fact that was the plot, and I liked it as much as I did, I think is pretty commendable, because that's an uphill battle, synopsis alone for me.
The fact that he hangs out with young Leia, it's beforehand it's mind-boggling. But then how they like at the end wrap it up with like, hey, you got to act like we've never met.
Yep, we got to be safe about. Oh, bro, and I was ugly crying during that when he showed up on Alderaan to see her one more time. Oh my goodness, such a good scene.
And like the little Luke bits just killed
Mm-hmm.
me with the hello there at the end and stuff like that.
I
And
do think
oh, how dare you?
I sorry. I just don't know about like it got a little too convenient with him not seeing the Reva stuff or Reva, however you pronounce her name. Luke, I mean. Like he dips out of that one room when he's running away like 2 seconds before we see her lightsaber. Like it just gets a little too convenient. Thought the kid was great. Like loved the scene hello there and the Skyhopper model. Love all that.
I remember the day I saw that Skyhopper model. God damn. What you got there? And I asked the prop lady, I go, is that a Hasbro Skyhopper? She said, I don't know.
Makes me want to get one of those things, man.
And I was like, yeah, I gotta keep my cool out here.
What did you do you remember when they released the Skyhopper vehicle?
Oh yeah, in the
Was
90s.
that yeah. Did you think that was sick?
I thought the way it opened up was a little bit goofy.
Right, yeah. The cockpit on it.
Like you had to pull the whole thing up. Like it wasn't like how it would be.
Yeah.
But it was sick to have that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Made me very happy. I liked going into the Owen Ben relationship.
I like that too. I thought they did a cool job with the Inquisitors. Like bringing the Inquisitors into live action. I thought they did a good job with that. Although the one Inquisitor dying and then coming back, the Grand Inquisitor that's like in the first season of
well, that's that just it's like how they stabbed him and then they stab like Sabine.
mm-hmm.
It's just like how they stab Sabine. That's so unnecessary.
She doesn't have to get that injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're gonna come back anyway.
yeah,
and no one thinks she's dead.
But there's a lot I really like. You know what ended up not being as big of a thing? Lola. Love the little droid, but like you don't see much Lola after that, right? It didn't seem like it hit or connected like say a BB-8 or
Yeah,
other things like that.
But like what droid out of Disney TV has hit?
Shmi, probably more than Lola.
Yeah, but like what do you see in a Shmi these days? Nothing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right, yeah.
Like, it was like Baby Yoda, and then not that Baby Yoda's a droid, but as far as like cuteness, it's been hard to
that one's hard to beat. Let's be honest. Baby Yoda is kind of hard to beat on the cuteness scale.
Yeah, those elephant kids though.
Real good. Sam said maybe B2 emo from Andor, but it's not like there's a lot of B2 merch out there either. But that is a good boy droid right there.
Yeah, B2 is probably the number one droid out of the in the TV shows.
Probably.
But very recent, so but they haven't really gotten behind one. Like I think Lola, I guess they did because they had all the
there was like quite a bit of merch, but I still I kind of keep my eye out for like the nicer one that they put out. I'm waiting for it to be on like real discount. I might grab it.
And then Slash Film, they're taking aim at Ahsoka at number 5.
Okay.
I don't know if they mentioned that this person, who actually wrote this? Rick Stevenson. He thought that Ahsoka in the cartoons was nothing like Ahsoka in television program.
I see some of that too. I think I don't know how great of a criticism that is necessarily, because I think you act differently. Like a voice actor acts differently performing a voice role, whether versus if they were to play the same character live action. I think it's a different type of acting, personally.
All right. Well, now we're into the top four Hawes. So it will be interesting to see.
What my number 4 is?
And just if we all agree, we've just got.
Oh, we certainly won't.
We've got 2 Mandos and 2 Andors left to go. Yeah, is that right?
Yep, that's it. 2 season of Mando, 2 season of Andor. So my number 4 knocks one of these out, and that's Mando season 1.
Ooh. What a series.
Mm-hmm. The first, like, do you remember? Surely you remember being a little nervous, like just at the idea of Star Wars live action TV before we ever knew what the first series was going to be or anything. Like, I've watched a lot of bad Sci-Fi Channel live action stuff, right? It was I was a little nervous about it, and then
there was some clips at Celebration Chicago, and it looked like a bit average.
There was early clips, right? That because they never released that behind the scenes stuff we got to see. Some of them looked good, some of them didn't look great. And then I remember there was a picture of him fighting the Trandoshans in the valley in like the second episode. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
And I remember seeing those pictures and being like, we're boned. This is bad. That looks like 1960s Star Trek. This does not look good. What is going on? And then once you see it, the scene's way better. So, yeah, I remember being a little nervous. The initial post that Jon Favreau made where he, gave the basic synopsis and announced it that was The Mandalorian, and we got to see Din Djarin's costume for the first time. That's excitement right there, my man. You can talk about someone that's excited there.
Yeah, it was insane. And even that first episode, like the battle at the start in that bar, and then taking off in that ship, and
Brian Posehn, doing just like a decent guest cameo. You know what I mean? Before they started getting too weird with him.
And then that big thing coming out of
the reveal, getting to see IG-11 do his thing in that first episode where he's all spinning around and he keeps wanting to blow himself up. Oh, so
the
good.
And then the reveal of Yoju, Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Oh, I like
Queel.
Queel. Oh, buddy.
Spoken.
Dude.
I even like the Seven Samurai episode on the like krill,
the ATST
planet.
planet.
Yeah. I like that episode
where they grow ATSTs.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, like when you're watching, like, did you watch it like 2 a.m. or?
Yeah. No, because did it come out midnight? Pacific
midnight
time?
For me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then it would have been 2 a.m.
Like I remember going, like sort of enjoying it and just like, oh, Star Wars, yeah. And then the reveal of the little Baby Yoda, and just like, and then cut to whatever
credits and the
and
concept
just
art
and just like
woo woo.
Hearing you say that brings back some memories.
Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. And then let's not forget the episode on Tatooine with your homie.
Oh,
right? And then remember what happens at the end of that episode? The Spurs.
Oh, yes.
And you remember me calling you, being like texting you the next morning and being like, I need you to call me. I need you to call me. I have to run something by you. I think I know what's going on here. And people being
Dude,
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
you were like a 6-year-old after 3 big
Yep,
gulps.
yep, yep. And then, oh, so good. So
and
it's my number
and you were
4.
sending me all these comparisons of his feet and
Yep, yep. I was making the red circles and the arrows on pictures.
oh my
Sal, we're not
stars.
doing Bad Batch. It's just the live action shows that we're ranking. It's just live action. That's why Bad Batch isn't on the list.
We're just doing real Star Wars television.
Oh, stop that. That's not correct.
Oh yeah. Um hmm. I'm gonna go. This might shock people. Mando season 2,
Okay.
but still, it's 4.
Yeah.
But I like the Luke Skywalker experience was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like physically one of the most amazing experiences of my life.
I just remember in that moment, like as it's happening, right? And being like, I'm amped, right? Boba Fett is flying around in the Slave One for like 2 seconds. Still doesn't bother me, right? And then the X-Wing shows up and I'm like, huh. And then the black robe shows up and I go, oh, wait. No, they're not, like, just not believing that they were doing it, right? Until it kicked in. Man, I don't know. That's going to be hard to replicate.
Oh,
Like that is maybe one of my favorite Star Wars moments as a fan, right?
it was very fun.
Mm.
And I still get like comments on my reaction video,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know how many views. It's it might be 250,000 or something.
I'll be honest with you, buddy. I could not wait to talk to you about that once it happened. Like, but it's one of those things like, are we watching at the same time? So you're trying to be careful. Am I maybe a little ahead? But man, what a moment.
The yeah, people still write comments like the way, like, just so confused because I'm laughing and
Mm-hmm.
crying at the same. Like, it's just like it was a tremendous outburst.
I had a very similar reaction to a different episode of this season of Mando.
You're right. All right. So the good people at what is Sal's complaining about some animation thing?
Well, no, he's saying like there's been 10 seasons of live action and only 2 full animated shows now, but there's
yeah, but you
multiple
can't
seasons
multiple
of those
seasons.
animated.
You can't.
And a
You're
whole last
comparing.
season
You're
of.
comparing apples with like boxes of eggs.
Also, though, he's leaving out a season of Clone Wars. We got the new season of Clone Wars on Disney Plus. And there's animation takes longer to produce as well than a live action Star Wars show. Weirdly enough.
Chill out, Sal. But yes, I ranked Mando season 1 higher just because as a season, it's just wrapped up perfection. And I feel duped by even though like at the time the Luke thing was amazing, the fact that they blundered it, that's what drops it.
I'm telling you, buddy, we'll get to it when we hit my Mando season 2 entry. All right, so that's your number 4. My number 3
Oh, and sorry, Slash Film.
Oh,
They were Mando season 2.
okay. So you and Slash Film agree.
Mhm.
My number 3 is Andor season 1. And I literally have no notes, meaning like no complaints.
The definition of overperforming,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
truth be told, it was going to be not this show. Like, it was going to be like a buddy comedy, the Adventures of K2 and Andor.
Really?
Yeah,
In its original like when it was first.
yeah. But like, I think like maybe there's somewhere they spoke to Tony Gilroy and he had this, like, he had the idea that was Andor, I think. But anyway, it was going to be quite different, and then that sort of fell apart, and then they got him back in to do that.
So Andor to me, when you say overperforming, is the perfect example of if you showed me a list of all the 10 seasons of Star Wars TV that we were going to get in order of of excitement, probably towards the bottom, right? Just on paper, a Kenobi show, a Boba Fett show, all, yada yada, way overperformed my expectations, and that's coming to someone that really likes Rogue One, right? But what Andor gave me was Star Wars I didn't know I was looking for, and elements of Star Wars that I didn't know I was looking for, right?
Mm.
So, um, performance, like there's not a single bad actor in the show either. Like every performance is really good. Um, I like the slower pacing too. I know, one of the complaints when it first started, the first season, where people are like, it finally picks up in the third episode. I like the deliberate pace of Andor. I wish they
Yeah.
would give other Star Wars shows Andor runtimes sometimes, because I think some of my complaints about other Star Wars shows would be helped if they gave them more time and everything wasn't so condensed, it felt like.
The I was a one of those. The first, in the third episode it picks up, because I was sort of like not used to this, the pay, like the that we're going to be with these characters the whole. I was used to the Mando, like, love them and leave them sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, why is this old lady so focused on when we've, like, she's
It took some
gone?
getting used to, right? The presentation of Andor because of how we were used to all the other live action TV,
Mm.
right? And like there's so much from the Andor playbook that I wish they would adopt. Now, I don't want the same tone as Andor for every Star Wars, right? But I want the same quality.
Mm.
Its quality is unmatched. It is. I always say, like, I personally I distinguish between Raiders of the Lost Ark. I understand that that's the best Indiana Jones movie, but not Temple of Doom, Last Crusade is my favorite, right?
Mm.
Andor is the best made Star Wars TV show, and it's by a long shot, by like quite a margin.
Yeah, I feel like that's like, I don't know, I just can't see how anyone can debate otherwise. It doesn't have to be a favorite,
It's
but it's the best
exactly
made.
it's the best made without a doubt, and I wish that they would apply that same sensibility, that same craftsmanship, and that approach to quality to some of the other Star Wars live action stuff.
Yeah, like, like the classic thing with Andor is, like, when it was announced, like, and people will say, "Oh, it's the one that people said, oh, no one asked for this."
Yeah,
And,
that's what I mean. It gave me
and
something I didn't know I wanted
yeah,
or
yeah,
needed from Star Wars.
but it's because we didn't know about the secret menu.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes you think. It's just like anything that can be taken as a spin-off and if you like really give it a lot of thought, and because there's so few reused characters really, like, and they just came up with like just new, just banger character after banger character.
I mean, and not just that, the context that we have for Mon Mothma now,
Oh,
insane.
like the fact that little scene in Return of the Jedi is like
Growing up, Mon Mothma
spawned.
was the lady whose bowl cut you made fun of as kids, right? Like, oh, why is her hair whack like that, right?
God,
I'll never.
what a mean little boy you were, Hawes.
That wasn't me that said it. That was other dudes. I
Eh,
just laughed.
yeah,
Said, yeah, that
exactly.
is a bad haircut.
Part of the
Um,
problem. Um, I wait. We're on 3, yeah.
yes.
All right. Well, I'm going Mando season 1.
Okay.
Um, just I would say, I would say an overperformer as well. Like I went into it like just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good, but not. I didn't like the concept didn't, because it was the addition of the Baby Yoda that
Yeah.
really sealed it for me.
And I mean,
That was like the element that made it. Ah,
like one of the few times that I feel like, holy crap, what a good marketing decision by them. You know, not to have that in any trailers,
mm.
any indication about this little guy until it dropped in the episode.
And the slash film there with me, Mando season 1.
Okay. My number 2 then is Andor season 2. And it may be recency bias, having it ahead of Andor season 1, but I think I like the format of each 3 episodes being a year. I like that quite a bit. And I just thought the way they resolved some of those characters and the way they pulled that all off was super impressive to me. And again, killer performances. And it has the Clea episode.
I'm gonna save comment,
Okay.
and I will. This is number 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mando season 1 then. That's all of.
Wait, no, you've already done Mando season 1.
Oh, Andor.
Andor season 1. Okay. I thought you said Mando season 1.
Um, yeah, as discussed,
Yep.
the peak. And slash film, they're with me on Andor 1 as well. We're really in sync as we go in. Me and slash film are the same after our top 4.
And then my number 1, so only one left on the list, Mando season 2. I'll be quick. Again, they took something that I don't like the concept of and turned it around where I really liked it. And that was the very first episode of season 2, The Marshal, when he goes to Tatooine and meets, oh, why can't I think of his name?
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth. And Cobb Vanth showed up in the Boba Fett armor. Buddy, I was not stoked. I hated that in the Chuck Windid book. And then, do you remember in between season 1 and 2 of Mando, like Variety or Deadline or someone came out and said Timur Morrison signed on to be in season 2 of The Mandalorian? You remember this? And
Yeah.
I fucking celebrated on
You
Twitter.
obviously do.
And the first response I got from on Twitter was somebody going, he's just going to be Captain Rex. He's not going to be Boba Fett. And I was like,
What?
the fuck you say? What? Get out of town. It wasn't Corey somehow. And then
Wait. I just.
I'm majorly checked right now.
uh, then I just did not like this dude walking around in Boba's armor. But then it turned out to be like a Dark Horse comic on screen with them fighting a crate dragon, and it was sick. And then Boba,
That first episode was mental.
very good. And then the last shot of the episode was Tamora Morrison. Get out of town. Oh, and then I thought the Ahsoka episode really good, right? I like obviously the show where the episode where Boba shows back up. It's my favorite Disney Star Wars moment. I have never been happier watching a modern Star Wars than when this man showed up, strapped the armor on, and beat a bunch of stormtroopers up. Oh. And it also
brutal.
Immediately did what I wanted them to do with the character, which is make him a good guy, right? He shows up, he gets the armor back, and he's like, hey, you gave me my armor back. I'm going to help you get your little green friend back. Then they take off in his ship and drop the... Oh, it's so good. So good that my dislike of the Book of Boba Fett doesn't affect my feelings towards that scene and that season of Mandalorian. So,
I like the Boba Fett of Honor. I always thought Boba Fett should be the Mike from the Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I love that. I love that where he's like, hey, I told you, you give me my armor back, I'm going to help you get that kid back.
And I've got a solution for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they just... I loved... Oh, and also, let's not forget the episode after that when Boba shows up in his kick-ass new drip is Bill Burr and the guy, like the whole heist with them getting into the Imperial base and then him having to take his helmet off to...
That scene with Bill Burr and the Imperial.
Yeah.
Oh,
so good.
Staggering.
So good. So, Mando Season 2. My favorite live-action Star Wars.
Really?
Mando Season 2 is my number one.
No, but live-action Star Wars.
Show.
Okay.
Show. Like, of what we're ranking. No, it's not my favorite live-action Star Wars of all live-action.
Sorry, I didn't mean to listen to what you said and take it.
No, just the meaning out of the Disney Plus stuff.
Got you. Jeremy's got here and he's going back in time.
Oh boy.
Should I listen to the rest now and go back to the beginning later, or go back to the beginning now? I'd go back to the beginning now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Number one, it's not recency biased, it's quality biased.
That's fair.
Andor Season 2.
I thought you were going to roast me for not having one of the seasons of Andor at number one. That's when I was like, oh, boy, you're going to hate mine. When I was texting you, I was like, well.
No, I'd be more
concerned that I would have had Book of Boba Fett at number one.
No, Mando Season 3 up higher. That was my...
That's what you were worried about? Yeah.
But just taking these little things and just elevating it to, like, it's the best television show I've ever watched.
I have the complaints I have about Andor Season 2 are just stupid. Like, the only thing I can think to complain about is, like, I wish I could have seen more of Luthen's ship. I wish we would have gotten another scene with his ship in Season 2. It's dumb stuff like that.
I didn't know that he parked the ship out the back.
Of the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he does, huh?
Yeah, because the Imperials find it there.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I should say, in our discussing Andor season 1, Kino Loy, buddy,
Oh, yeah.
like
Do you remember
just
when
shredding.
it was
Never more than 12.
in between the 2 seasons when there were rumors that he was on set for
Yeah,
Andor
yeah.
season 2? You remember that?
I thought he like said he was coming back or something. Like,
I don't remember him saying it. I think it was that he was in the same area that they were shooting or something.
okay.
Like maybe somewhere in Spain. I can't remember. I'll have to try and go and look back. I'll be honest with you. As much as I love that character, like I'm glad they didn't do that. Because that is, if Kino Loy was in The Mandalorian, his ass would have been back in season 3. He'd be like, guess what I learned how to do? As soon as I hit the water, suddenly I was like, I can swim.
The like I have to say I wanted him back,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad he didn't come back
Right.
because it's far classier.
And
And
then
sorry.
when they did stuff like revealed Yavin, I guess classy is the only way to, like, such a cool reveal. Because never once when those factions of rebels are fighting with each other on the jungle planet in the first 3 episodes did I go, I think this might be Yavin. Never crossed my mind. Not even once.
I think the rebels bit, like on Yavin at the with the 2 little with Andor captured. There was other there's stuff going on in the rest of the galaxy that is really good, but like that storyline was a little bit you captured. Who cares?
I liked it because
I didn't hate it.
like I thought there was some genuinely funny writing in those parts, right? Like I really liked them being like trying to move the TIE fighter to point at the other guys and they're moving it like millimeters at a time. I love that.
And it was sort of like, I can't remember why exactly, but like just in that part of the story, they needed Andor out of because
everything's going down at the home planet.
Yeah, at the wheat.
Yeah.
The wheat planet. They couldn't have Andor there for that.
Yeah.
I wonder what they did with that TIE fighter in the end.
That's a good question. Who knows? So
Slash Film, of course, because it's only one left. They said Andor season 2 as well. I was going to add it up to come up with but I've written it out in a way that doesn't do that too well. Well, Andor season 2 is definitely the I'm just averaging out the first one. So Andor season 2 with including Slash Film is number 1. Andor season 1 would be number 2. Mando season 1 would be number 3. And Mando season 2. It depends how you scored it. It'd be pretty close between Mando season 2 and Andor season 1 being in 3 and 4.
Right on.
And then who gets the wooden spoon? So it's 10.
The wooden spoon. What does that mean?
They're like the worst one.
It might be Book of Boba Fett.
Right there, 9.
Because I ranked at 10. You ranked at 9. Slash Film ranked at 9.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett would be.
Yep. What a world. What a time to be alive. Holy moly.
It's not so bad. You got your tool hat on. You're a hat guy.
I am.
Your top's kind of see-through because of the
Yeah.
wonders of green screen
It's
technology.
it's a sick Gundam shirt, but like I forget that like 50% of it is green. I wear this on my stream all the time, and I'm like, gotta remember to keep that off the shirts. It looks
Do you know what you
weird.
should do for your background? Just have green, and then your t-shirt will be the right color.
Yeah, but just a solid green background?
Yeah.
Okay. So like this?
Yeah, now show us the t-shirt. Yeah, it looks fully normal. I can read the text now.
Yeah, because I just turned off the virtual background. So you're basically just telling me have the green screen without a virtual background.
So your background is actually green.
Yeah, I have a collapsible green screen. Yeah, man, look at this thing. This thing's high tech. Look.
Oh, sorry, well, I'm such an idiot.
Oh, I can't make it retract. I have to do that from the back.
I thought it was just doing it through the magic of
No, I actually have a green screen. It's Pinewood Studios in this piece.
Because when you made it go green, and it made the t-shirt perfect to read, I was like, oh, that's amazing. I can't believe it works so well. When you do something and it's like, hey, I was just saying something kind of dumb. Maybe I'm smarter than I thought. Oh my God. But apparently the opposite is true. What a bummer. A true vibe check. All right. Well, clearly this episode has gone on
long enough.
Thank you. Hortz, let the people know where they can hear your Soda Report podcast that also talks about Star Wars afterwards.
You can hear Will and I doing Blue Harvest on anywhere you can check out a podcast. We took last week off. We're back this week. You can go to blueharvest.rocks for all our social media and stuff. I also do a video game podcast with my buddy Steve called High Potion. And you can go to myweirdfoot.com for all your high potion needs.
Excellent. A true for me, a must listen Star Wars pod every Friday, Saturday maybe. Johnny G says Kenobi was the worst, straight trash.
Yeah, I like to see everybody's.
We're in the middle on Kenobi, but Slash Film, they had it last.
Yeah.
Sal says agreed. Does that mean he agrees that it's straight? I don't feel like Sal would say that.
I don't think he would say it's straight trash, but I think he's just saying it's his least favorite. Who knows? Maybe Sal's feeling spicy.
He agrees on the must. Sal agrees on the must listen to Blue Harvest, not the Kenobi.
Well, I appreciate that. That never even crossed my mind that that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, I just thought it was really out of character that he'd chime in with like,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
I was like, God, he's getting a bit loose. He's maybe hit the fireballs or something tonight. And...
Soju, I think would be soju.
All right, well, and we're going to do another Star Wars You By podcast pretty soon.
We do.
So we'll schedule that. We do that on our Patreons, and you can listen to. How many have we done of those bad boys?
We're 40 something. We're in the mid, like 92, 93, like when it's really starting to heat up again. Like the next episode, I think we're going to be talking about like Glove of Darth Vader.
Oh, the glove.
Smell
the glove. We'll be smelling the glove, having a big whiff.
Truce at Bakura, Rebel Assault, Shadows of the Empire will be coming up. This is the episodes, some of the ones I've been looking forward to doing the most since we started, because I love this period of Star Wars history.
Exactly. So for $3, you can go back and listen to We review every year of Star Wars since the dawn of time. Doesn't it start in like the 60s or something where we
No,
start?
the 20s or something. Film. People start watching movies and stuff.
Oxygen was invented.
Yeah, yeah. The dawn of time. And it's just that. Did you ever see Prometheus?
Yes. But
It's the opening of that movie, Prometheus.
Oh, excellent.
That's where it starts in the book.
That was a great time. Alrighty. Well, Oh yeah, and follow us on Steel Wars, Blue Sky,
Yeah.
Twitter, all that, Instagram. It's all good. It's all good fun. But may that force be with you.
See you guys.
How'd you not have Andor season 2 #1? What are you thinking? Honestly.
But buddy,
Nah.
Boba Fett came back. I'm sorry. That trumps it for me. For real though. Like Boba Fett came back and it was sick. So
Yeah, look how that turned out, mate. Hey?
listen, I'm trying to be positive here, Steele. Come on, man. I'm trying to look. I like that part.
All right. It's going to be a long week.